Check it out, we just installed the 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacoma Hamilton conversion kit for CarPlay and Android Auto. A beautiful replacement screen. We're gonna keep that original hazard light. Look at this piano black trim against the original colors. This is absolutely stunning, and it's gonna make your truck feel brand new. I'm in love with this device. Check it out, this is the 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacoma Hamilton conversion kit for CarPlay and Android Auto. This piano black trim coupled with the original clock look absolutely fantastic, and it's gonna make the vehicle feel brand new. Today we're gonna walk you completely through how to install it. At the end of the video, we're also gonna show you fully in depth of the features. This is wireless CarPlay. This device has a powerful 8-core Qualcomm processor and top of the line specs. That means it's gonna be snappy and responsive. Outside of wireless CarPlay, here on the Hamilton underlying operating system, you're going to have access to powerful apps and features that give this car more functionality than the latest on the market. You can install an aftermarket backup camera with this unit. It's going to preserve your factory features. We're going to show you how to put it in now. To begin, we're going to make sure the vehicle is parked on a flat and level surface and the parking brake is applied so it won't roll away. Now, I would advise you to open the hood and disconnect the negative cable of the battery to ensure power stays off to the vehicle. That's recommended but not required. We're going to begin here on the lower seam underneath this panel. This car already has an aftermarket radio, but the factory radio will be removed in just the same manner. We're going to come here with a trim pry tool and we'll get in this seam and then pop this panel up just like this. Now we can reach on this panel, we'll pull it out from the top here, disconnecting the clips. Folding it down, you'll note that that hazard and airbag system has a harness. And so we're just gonna press down on the cable tab here and we'll slide it out of the connector. And just like that, we're gonna take this trim panel with the original hazard and clock assembly and we'll set it in a safe place. We're gonna be using that original hazard assembly with the Hamilton conversion kit. Now we can come here to this smaller climate control panel. You can put your fingers behind it and we'll just simply pop it straight down and out. And then we can fold it down. There'll be 2 harnesses. You can press down on the tabs, wiggle them side to side. Never tug on the wires directly. Always just press on the tab and wiggle from side to side. We'll disconnect both of these harnesses now. And now we're in a safe place to remove the radio. The radio is going to be held in by these 1, 2, and then 3, 4 bolts. And this will be the same for your factory radio. So we'll go ahead and remove these now. You're going to use a 10mm socket. I've got an extension. You'll need an extension of at least 6 inches. I'm also using a deep socket, but a deep socket is not required. So we're going to loosen these 10mm bolts, and as we loosen them, we'll set them in a safe place. On your original radio, this bracket will be metal instead of plastic. Now the 3rd and 4th bolts are through this little window here, and if you look down a bit, you'll see them. They're super straightforward. We'll go ahead and use that extension to remove these now. Take the bolts out, set them in a safe place. The whole radio will drop down, and we're just going to disconnect all of the harnesses from the back of your original radio. We'll do that now here. And because this is an aftermarket radio here, you'll note that the harnesses have some extra pigtails. We'll show you exactly how your wiring is going to look in just a moment. With the radio removed, you'll have a couple of these multi-pin harnesses as well as your FM antenna. And we're now ready to begin wiring for the Hamilton conversion kit. We've come out here to the workbench because we've got the factory radio out, and now it's time to get this Hamilton conversion kit ready to put in the vehicle. Here it is, the 2005 to 2015 Toyota Tacoma Hamilton conversion kit for CarPlay and Android Auto. You can see the super high quality electronics here. Hamilton engineers have poured tons of work into this product to make sure it's the best on the market. And this is the custom Hamilton heatsink right here. The unit's gonna ship in this really high quality white box, and you're gonna get this extra piece of trim here for your original airbag light and hazard light assembly. Here is that factory piece of trim we pulled out of the vehicle, and I'm going to show you in a moment how we transfer this lower hazard and airbag assembly to the Hamilton conversion kit. I'm going to now call attention to the wiring harness. One of the coolest things about the Hamilton conversion kit is the level of quality and detail that goes into our harness kits. We model our harnesses off the factory original Japanese automakers. That means we use a super high quality type of wire as well as our connectors. And this ensures that our systems are going to last for the long haul. So here you can see that Hamilton conversion kit harness. It looks a little complicated here. It's going to be super straightforward in the car. So here it is. That's the CAN box. This box interprets factory vehicle signals for the Hamilton conversion kit. This is the main connector that's going to plug into the Hamilton conversion kit. We've also got here the Hamilton accessory harness. So this Hamilton conversion kit is going to fully support both aftermarket 5-channel amps and aftermarket optical cable amps if you're interested. This is a small SIM card slot, and for that you can activate a fully optional Hamilton Connect 4G SIM card. This device is an optional add-on. It's a monthly fee. You don't have to use it. But what it does for you is it would give you a native 4G connection directly on the unit. And we'll show that to you at the end. So if you are not using CarPlay and Android Auto, with that 4G SIM, you can stream and do things natively on the conversion kit. It's pretty similar to a brand new Tesla, and it's really cool. Now, many of these older Tacomas did not have a factory microphone. So while we always love to use the factory microphone, since one does not exist here, we're going to supply this aftermarket microphone, as well as a couple antennas that we'll show you in the vehicle for wireless CarPlay, GPS, and 4G. We've got a couple USB ports that we'll be adding for charging your phone. Most of these Tacomas did not have a rear camera. If you had a rear camera in the reverse mirror, it will stay there. But if you didn't have a rear camera, we include this if you want to add one. It's pretty straightforward. Trim pry tool will be needed for the job, a small Phillips head screwdriver, a ratchet, an extension of at least 6 inches, and a 10mm socket. And then of course you're going to get your awesome cards here. 4G Connect SIM card, your card describing your Hamilton 3-year warranty, a card that'll send you the user manual info. Here it is. I'll show you now how to transfer the airbag light. We now need to transfer this hazard light assembly to the Hamilton conversion kit. So what we're going to do is on this original trim, there's some clips holding it on the top, the sides, and the bottom. I'll typically just use my fingernails to lift up here. We'll begin applying pressure, a little bit like a game of whack-a-mole that we're trying to pull it out before it clips back in. Down here, just like that, I kind of went around the edges, pulled them all out. The assembly will come out like this. And this piece of trim is included with the Hamilton conversion kit. So now what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and flip the Hamilton conversion kit over. We'll install this piece of trim, and then we will press into it the hazard and reverse assembly. So we're going to go ahead now and use 6 small included screws to install that trim piece. No need to over tighten them, we'll simply snug them up. And we're using that small Phillips head screwdriver, just running those guys gently down. I'm just tightening them in until they get firm and moving to the next one. We'll have 2 white clips on the bottom here, 2 yellow clips on the top. Then we'll take that hazard light assembly, we'll line it up like this, lift up on the bottom here, a little bit of pressure, it'll snap right into place. Let's take it out to the vehicle now. Hamilton Motor Company will typically use the OEM microphone with vehicles when possible, but for this car model, most of them don't have OEM microphones, so we include an aftermarket microphone here. We'll start by coming up to the top. We're just going to use this little clip to clip it up here on the A-pillar. Now we can slide it towards the front here, and this will be typically out of your way when you're driving. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take this wire, we're going to start tucking it up into the A-pillar here in a way that it won't be visible. And then we're just going to follow this weather stripping trim all the way down until we have it under the dash. So if you want to come back in with a credit card and kind of tuck this in a little better, you can. I'm just going to use my fingers. And And this weather stripping will be a really nice conduit for us. Now we're gonna have plenty of slack on this microphone, so you don't need to worry about running out of slack. And we're just gonna run it all the way down here under this weather stripping, just using it like that as conduit. And now I'm gonna jump back up under here, and we'll come back in just a little bit. And under here, we're gonna add some zip ties to hold this out of the way. We now need to get the small microphone jack from down below the steering wheel up behind the radio cavity. So I'm gonna take a chase wire, and I'm just gonna start in the upper left-hand portion of the radio cavity, and my goal is just to feed this chase wire as close to straight down as possible. And I'm just gonna go until I start to encounter resistance. Now I'm gonna jump down here. I'm just gonna locate that chase wire in here. Now I wanna make sure that I don't accidentally pull it all the way through, but I'll pull it around just like this. Put that microphone jack on it. I've got a piece of tape that I pasted here on the steering wheel. So let's just go ahead and tape this up real nicely. And we just wanna make sure that it's taped up in a way that it's not gonna get jammed on anything. So I'm just gonna kinda go ahead and tape it up nicely like that. And I'll just go ahead and pull it gently up around through. And just like that, we've now got the microphone wire routed completely from that A-pillar behind the radio here. This is what we call the main Hamilton harness here. It looks like there's a lot going on, but it's very simple. We're gonna be using 3 connections, 14 to 19 original power, 14 to 19 original audio, and 09 to 13 steering controls. Let's start with 14 to 19 original power. We'll grab this larger pinned one here, connect it together. This is 14 to 19 original audio, and then this one here is 09 to 13 steering controls. We'll connect them together. This wire here on the shiny black extension is going to be for that original hazard light, and then down here these two are going to be for your factory climate control panel. This guy here is for your original FM radio antenna. Now let's go ahead and grab this Hamilton accessory harness. If you want to install that Hamilton Connect 4G SIM card, go ahead and install it now. And then this one labeled 4 mic female. We're gonna go ahead and grab the lead coming from this aftermarket microphone. We'll connect these together. I'd recommend that you wrap them in electrical tape so they don't come apart. These extra RCAs are for aftermarket things such as an aftermarket 5-channel amplifier or front camera. We include up to 3 optional USB ports. You can connect these to the back of the Hamilton conversion kit and drop them down from the sides, just like we did with that chase wire, to add wired USB ports on either side of the car. And those would be for charging your phone or loading files by USB onto the device. We also have this reverse accessory harness if you want to add an aftermarket reverse camera, as well as these 3 antennas that will plug onto the back of the Hamilton conversion kit. White is for wireless CarPlay, magenta is for 4G for that Hamilton Connect service, and the blue is for GPS. All right, let's go ahead and take out the Hamilton conversion kit here. And we're gonna connect up those antennas to start. To connect the antennas, we're gonna be using this blue, magenta, and white ports. Now these antennas are quite strong. They don't need to go anywhere special. We recommend not sticking them to anything metal. The wireless CarPlay antenna, that's the white one, is made intentionally short to minimize any interference from the wire. All right, now what we're gonna do here, let's go ahead and grab that main Hamilton harness, the main power. We'll connect it. This small green one is for steering wheel controls typically. This vehicle has no steering wheel controls, but we'll connect it just in case. The reverse accessory harness, if you wanted to add an aftermarket reverse camera, would go right here. The accessory harness for your microphone and SIM card will go right here. And if you wanted to add those USB ports, they'd plug in right here and right here. You can add up to 3. Finally, before we tuck everything back in, let's connect the FM antenna here. Finally, what we're going to do is we're going to start taking all of the harnesses. We'll start lining them behind the Hamilton conversion kit. Let's connect the airbag light here. We'll line up all of those harnesses back there. And then before we can snap in the radio, we need to grab that original climate panel. We'll go ahead and reconnect both of these harnesses. On this car, the original climate panel had a little charring on that wire. That was from some time during the life of the vehicle before we got to it. Let's go ahead and we'll line up that panel. We'll snap it firmly into place. Let's take the Hamilton conversion kit, we'll snap it on top, and it's gonna fit super nicely. Those clips are super strong. They're gonna hold it in place. This piano black trim is gonna make the car look brand new. I'm so excited to power it on and show you the features and how to pair and set up your phone. To pair and set up wireless CarPlay, when you see Hamilton, go ahead and touch it. Click pair to the pairing code, allow to contacts and favorites. We're gonna wait about 30 seconds that first time until that connect button comes up. Click connect, and just like that, wireless CarPlay will appear on the screen. To turn off the smart display zoom here, come to settings, display, we'll turn off the smart display zoom, and this is going to be more zoomed in. And here it is, wireless CarPlay. I'll walk you through some of the features now. You can adjust the volume here on the left. If your vehicle has steering wheel controls, they will be supported. You can also use 2 fingers to scroll up and down to adjust the volume. This device supports aftermarket rear and front cameras, as well as we have a 5-channel amp audio setup and an optical cable setup if you want to use an aftermarket amp. This is wireless CarPlay. You can see what a game-changing difference it's made in this car. It's so cool. This piano black trim matches really nicely with the car's interior. The device will support any music app on your iPhone, such as Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, the Sirius XM app, or otherwise. This system has AM and FM radios built in. It does not have satellite radio through the XM network. So if you want to use satellite radio, you'll need to put the XM app here. You can also talk to Siri by long holding this button here. Hey Siri, how's the weather in Raleigh, North Carolina?
The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch. It's currently cloudy and 91 degrees. Expect rain starting tonight. Today's high was 92 and the low will be 78.
Because we added an aftermarket microphone, even though the vehicle did not have an original, Siri can hear us without issue. Here on the Hamilton underlying operating system, you can load a variety of apps available on the Play Store. This device looks awesome here, and you can use it for features that aren't available in CarPlay or Android Auto, including streaming apps and other cool features. You can power this Hamilton underlying operating system by pairing it to your phone's hotspot when CarPlay is not in use. Or alternatively, you can use that 4G SIM card with an optional data plan through the Hamilton Connect program. And this unit will have a native 4G connection. It's super cool. If you need any help, we've got talented technical support. Give us a call at 919-858-2890. You can also check out our help center, help.hamiltonmotorcompany.com. I'm Dave from Hamilton Motor Company. Give us a call if you need us, and I'll see you in the next video.